release of Deadpool and Wolverine, Marvel fans finally got the live-action debut of Wolverine's iconic blue and yellow suit, as well as its cowl, complete with white eyes. It was then when I realized, wait, I can build this. So here we are, I'm Nerditude, and this is how you can make a cardboard Wolverine cowl at home. To begin work on the helmet, we need a starting point. For me, this starting point was the dome of the cowl, as the ears are directly connected onto it. The way I built the dome was by cutting a long strip of cardboard about 1 inch width. This strip of cardboard should be long enough to wrap all the way around your head with 2 fingers of slack so it doesn't hurt to put on. From here, you build up 2 crossed arches with 1.5 inch wide strips of cardboard that have 0.5 inch slits every centimeter. When I built it, I used slits twice as long, but I think cutting their length will make a smoother curve to the helmet. For the ears, I simplified it into a basic shape, a trapezoid, before adding some curvature and removing a triangle for the eye hole. Templates for each major piece are in the link in the pinned comment. I didn't exactly have a plan on how to make the eyebrows, but luckily 2 random shreds of cardboard formed the perfect pieces, and those are also listed on my template. After completing the eyebrows, I noticed some elevated sections on the ears, so I added those in as well with some cereal box cardboard, also using that kind of cardboard for the inserts in the eye holes to add more depth. Gloves and goggles to apply for this next step, as any resin getting in your eye can be dangerous. This step is meant to reinforce the helmet so it can handle some usage. What I did was thoroughly mix a 50-50 ratio of epoxy resin and hardener and apply it evenly across the surface of the cardboard with a sponge. I suggest that you apply 2 coats of resin on the exterior of the mask and 1 coat on the interior. Once the resin coats had dried, I went ahead and sanded it down with some low-grit sandpaper using a mouse sander. This was for 2 reasons. First, to even out some creases in the cardboard, and second, to prep it for the next step by making it rougher. Fill in all the small imperfections in the cardboard, such as gaps and dents, I use wall spackle, which is a kind of wall filler putty that dries and can be sanded. First, you want to start by spackling the whole helmet and then sanding it down. Then, you want to rinse and repeat 2 or 3 more times, only in the places where you still see imperfections. The goal of this step is to achieve a smooth and more finished texture and make it stop looking like cardboard. I also ended up using normal sandpaper without the mouse sander to sand down the parts of the helmet that were too small or too thin for the mouse sander to properly reach. Now comes the fun part, painting. I started with a thick coat of filler primer to further smooth the helmet, followed closely after by a silver spray paint on the ears once it had dried. I then masked off sections of the ears with thin masking tape where reference images had shown me were scratched, and after I was satisfied with the look, I took it outside to finish painting it. The last coat of paint was where the excitement of near completion kicked in. Matte black spray paint really brought together the look and made it clear that it was Wolverine. Finally, I sprayed it with matte finish acrylic sealer, thus finishing the ears. Part of the hype of the Cowl's reveal were the white eyes to match with the comics, so I replicated them to the best of my abilities with white perforated vinyl. Now before anyone types, "But Nerditude, you didn't paint the yellow on," let me explain. This is because the Cowl and Deadpool Wolverine wasn't smooth since it was rubber. Through the whole build process, I was wondering what I could possibly do to replicate that texture, and then it hit me. Or at least it hit me in the face a few times in elementary school. I spent $10 on a yellow dodgeball only to immediately cut it up and splice it to the dome of my helmet in hopes of achieving the right kind of rubbery texture that Wolverine has on his cowl. This part of the project took so long to finish, and the rubber was hardly easy to cut up, but boy was it worth it. Now without further ado, the finished product. Thanks for watching. This video took a long time to make, and it took a lot of effort, so I'd appreciate it if you liked and subscribed because it's free and it'll help my channel grow. Until next time.